Are we experiencing the collapse of the West? History is proof that no empire lasts forever. Let's look at the Islamic Golden Age as an example of this. For a period of about 800 years, the world saw some of the strongest empires flourish. Islam spread mainly through trade routes, merchants, and scholars. So what happened? The Holy Quran says that mankind was one but differed later. Selfishness and ego got a hold of man, so prophets were sent to send messages, to test humans, and to motivate humans to become more humble and virtuous. When Muslim rulers followed the main tenets of Islam, treated people with tolerance, promoted interfaith unity, promoted knowledge and scholarship, and were fair with taxes, their empire flourished. But when their thirst for power and ego or pride took over, it caused weakness and disunity, which was then used by others, such as the divide and conquer technique used by the Europeans, who had used Islamic knowledge to get out of the Dark Ages, but then used divide and conquer to fracture the Muslim world. Europeans felt a sense of cultural and civilizational superiority. They did not care for local traditions or customs of Muslim. They weren't ignorant about Islamic history, rather they were fascinated by it. They looked down on Muslims but actively studied them, read their books, and took from their culture. This is called Orientalism. Europeans, especially the British and the French, knew the political and cultural power of Islam and used divide and conquer techniques to ensure Islam didn't rise again. They pushed for secularism, they colonized, they drew arbitrary borders to make it easier to divide Muslims and rule them, and they installed puppet regimes and rulers. And in modern times, negative stereotypes about Islam and Muslims have been perpetuated by media, movies, and entertainment. This ensures that the world sees Islam in a negative light, and how many Muslims view themselves. But many who are living in the West are waking up to this and wondering, is the West truly free and democratic? Are we the example that we demand of others? Or are we merely slaves to the banks and to corporations? Why do the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Why do we invade and plunder other countries while propping up puppet regimes for resources, so that the elite can stay powerful and in control? Was feminism a ploy to get more people in the workplace to collect more taxes? If we are so free, then why do we feel so unhappy? History has proven that when empires, whether Islamic or Western, become arrogant, intolerant, greedy, oppressive, divisive, ignorant, moves away from education and spirituality while promoting nationalism and racism, that empire has collapsed. So what can we learn from history? Who will become the next big empire?